All right, welcome back, guys. What is up? Evan Aldo here. If you enjoy the content, please leave a thumbs up and talk to you why I think Bitcoin's probably going to go down in now, pretty soon, in the short term, this particular week. And I wanted to give you this update. Going to be back more full on schedule. Live streams are back on YouTube for now. Listen to you guys. Know we got a better turnout on YouTube, so we're going back to YouTube for now from Twitch. That's the main thing. Also, if you guys want to trade, check out the links below. Bybit, BitGet, and MEXC, all great exchanges down below. Use my link if you want to help support the channel. So with that being said, let me show you the first thing I'm looking at. So there's a few things I'm looking at here. What I want to show you on the, you can see it really on the 12 hour, 16 hour. These EMAs are turning gray here while money flow is coming out. These split RSIs, that this was kind of giving us the case, especially with this green dot to come up a bit. We still could come up a bit, but the odds are less likely now because, they're curving back down. Also, I want to show the 11 hour. I like the 11 hour because EMAs are all gray now. Money flow in the red. Good curvature coming into the red here. And look at the last few times we've seen something like this happen. Look at where we are with the money flow here, and we're kind of at that same area. And I mean, this was from the top there. That was a 27% drop down. This would bring us down to, if we come down 27%, yeah, that's a lot. All the way back to 17K. All of this done. And if you just look at this, just play this by, what we've seen, all these EMAs coming into the gray here, most of them give you what you need. This one pretty much, especially when you have, especially when you have money flow that's coming from, money flow coming from green to red right here, bam, right down. So that could be a big, big drop down. 20% is pretty likely here. Now, there's always the possibility to come up. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not going to be right 100% of the time, but I do think it's likely you could come down a bit more, especially if the S&P 500 comes down more. We're seeing weird stuff go down with these spy balloons and stuff. I don't really know what to make of it, but what I can tell you with a lot of confidence is it's not aliens. It's not aliens. Like, I think if there were actually, I think there are aliens, but I think the aliens that have the technology to get here and get close to us, they have enough technology where they could spy on us, do what they want to us without us ever knowing. They're so advanced. They have the technology to make it so we have no clue how to detect them or see them. So yeah, and if you look at a few of these higher time frames, especially the 5 hour, I like a lot here. You're looking at split RSIs curving down. You got the red dot right there. I mean, this is kind of the first time we've ever seen, with the RSIs this split on, the 5 day here coming down. And this is pretty bearish sign, and I'd say like the 15-minute time frame on above and above. Like if I saw this on the hourly, I'd lean a little bit more bearish. Typically, looking at how this is, it looks like a bearish continuation. Also, if you look at the 8 day here, your Heiken Ashi candles are turning red pretty much every time here. Turn red, bam, down, turn red. I mean, here didn't work out too well. You came up a bit, but then turn red, down, most of these, it gives you kind of what you need here in the bear market. And then when you turn green, it came up there. So I think you kind of repeat this a bit here. I mean, that's the main pattern. Also seeing that on the weekly. So that's what we're looking at right there. And the money flow is generally coming down. VWAP coming out in the 10 hour as well. So it's kind of a double whammy here. VWAP coming down, money flow coming out. That's usually pretty strong that you're going to come down. I mean, you could wipe away, you could wipe away a lot of this 43% gain. You could be back down here, dare I say, by the end of the month. Maybe it could be a little bit more elongated, maybe more choppy way down. I think March into April are going to be pretty bearish as well. And I do think, for a longer, perspective on this, for a little bit of a longer perspective, what I think could happen, I want to show you I believe the 5 day is probably the best one to look at for this. 1, 2, 3 ELXs. I think we need kind of 2 more. And you may see 2 more. You may see a total of 5 to a bottom, and that could be a lower bottom, in middle to late this year. Keep an eye out for that, especially with the S&P 500 coming down lower, the Nasdaq coming down lower as well, which I think they will. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin right now. Could be one of those typical Sunday night dumps. I mean, your next kind of significant place 21. After that, you know, 20s. I mean, the kind of just obvious areas 20. After that, it's going to be. I mean, you got some stuff at like, you know, this pocket 19. Yeah, every 1,000 increment. I mean, double spiral lines there as well. 18, high 18s, you know, that kind of area, and then after that 17. So every 1,000 increment. But yeah, I mean, just look at the spiral lines. And you know, the price typically. I mean, I posted, guys, follow my Twitter too, because I posted on Twitter earlier. You know, potential. I said be careful with it because, you know, it's a Sunday, but potential short off of this area, especially with the 30-minute, how that was looking with the I believe bearish div right there and money flow coming out. Good short, that worked out pretty well. So follow my Twitter. I do post a lot of cool stuff there. Hope you guys like it. Trying to bring up that following. So yeah, let's move on to Ethereum a little bit. And it's, you know, obviously in the same ballpark. The weekly about to print a red dot here. RSI is split apart a little bit to come down. Trend reversal sign, which could bring you down. There's a lot of things that could bring you down. And I think, you know, long story short, ultimately, this probably will bleed against Bitcoin a lot and come down more than Bitcoin in, you know, the next 6 to 12 months. And, you know, I think that ultimately you could end up between, you know, 600 all the way down to, you know, low 300s for a potential bottom on this, assuming we come down farther. That's what I'm kind of projecting right now. Split RSI is red dot on the 5 day, similar to Bitcoin. Doesn't look good in my opinion. Kind of the first time we've really seen this. Kind of looks maybe equally as bad as here, maybe a little bit worse here. I mean, you did see the split RSIs there in that kind of uptrend. That would be the main. So let's get back to this a little bit. This would be the main kind of, you know, bear market rally, or excuse me, bull market pullback, you know, continuation, mini bull market here. You know, you go into that 2019 run because you did have the split RSIs here and you came up higher. I kind of think with everything going on, especially with the Fed still raising rates, you know, at all, it's probably gonna, you know, come down more and act more of not straight down like the pandemic, but, you know, gradual decline more downward. And, you know, finally here, you brought it downward. So you could repeat something of this nature. You know, that would be definitely 65% down to, you know, potential bottom in the coming months. I mean, you know, it could be into September, you know, to that area. I don't think you're going to do this. That's more unlikely. But if we do continue forward, you'd probably see a repeat of something of this nature. You could get up to, yeah, May, June, 2400. I don't think that's going to happen. That's the main kind of bullish case. You kind of repeat what you saw right here, you know, repeat a 2019 type of thing. I don't think it's going to happen, but anything could happen. You know, if you've been in this game long enough, that's one of the big secrets of trading. Anything could happen. You got to be prepared. It's all game probability. Now, the thing, just like Bitcoin, obviously, money flow coming out, EMA is turning gray right here in the 16-hour. I mean, the last time we were seeing this, it was kind of a delayed effect there, but I mean, you know, even here, see these big drops down. I mean, this was another, you know, it's another 24% down. If you do come down another, you know, 24, 25% right to 1100, so that could be a pretty decent trajectory. It could be quick too, like this. I mean, you'd end up there by the end of the month, you know, relatively soon. So that's what I'm looking at right there. Money flow coming out there. We did have I wanted to show you on Bitcoin quickly. I mean, we do have a blood diamond on the 4-hour. Not the strongest indication lately. You know, obviously these are kind of good long, swing long areas. But, yeah, I mean, not the best indication lately, but I feel like we're due for one to kind of finally work out a bit, you know. But in the last, you know, not as good as they used to be. I remember like a year or two ago, they used to be a little bit better, but they still are. I mean, this area, you know, there's still drops down. I think it may act a little bit more like that. You know, you could come down 10% kind of in the short term, 11% right to 2019. So that's what we're looking at right there. And then to kind of wrap it up on Ethereum, you know, yeah, I think the same thing here. Generally kind of bearish, maybe more of a Sunday night, you know, dump down. See how traditional markets open tomorrow, and that could affect it as well. Moving on to some of the altcoins, you know, AVAX, kind of the same thing. Split RSIs coming down here. Split RSIs coming down here. I do think a lot of these, I know some of you AVAX fans, some of you altcoin fans won't like this, but I do think you may see, especially with Bitcoin dominance looking very, very bullish lately, you know, these could bleed a lot. Just warning you guys. I mean, I've been warning people about alts for a while. You know, some people listened, some people didn't. I mean, obviously anything could happen. You could be right, but yeah, I mean, this trajectory right here, look, money flow coming out, you know, your EMA is turning gray right there. Actually, let's look at it on the 10 hour, you know, right here, that kind of same pattern with the EMAs down. And then it probably would be more similar to here. See, with the money flow kind of the same. And that was let's see, this was over August to January, like a 4 or 5 month deal of 60% down. You could see somewhat of a repeat of that. So if you do come down, you know, 60% from here, you know, 4 months, February, March, April, May, you know, May into June, $7, you know, Avalanche. And those are the places where you want to start probably looking to potentially get in, you know, mid to late this year. Probably more so later this year, because Bitcoin will probably bottom out before the alts, as it historically has done. Could be a little bit different this time because the alts are like a lot bigger. But yeah, also the other thing we want to look at, lastly, I want to show you the DXY. And I just want to show you, I don't want to waste too much time, but weekly, you know, green dot right here. I think you could kind of repeat something of this nature and come up to this huge point at 128, 130. Now, it could be, you know, towards the end of this, you know, end of like when the S&P could bottom out while this is still bottom out before this tops out, kind of similar to what happened kind of in the 1980s. I don't think you're going to get this high. That's kind of like Great Depression type stuff if you get this high, unless the S&P 500 keeps going up with it, which is, you know, it just shows the power of America, but probably not going to happen this time. I mean, that was the peak of the empire. I don't think you're going to repeat that. But you're probably going to come up to, you know, 128 or something. And maybe before then, maybe you may see like kind of a bottom with the S&P 500 when you're at 121 and then it comes up a little bit higher with it. Maybe. But this could take, you know, this could go out until like mid 2024, maybe a little bit earlier if it is kind of a quicker, you know, quicker way up, similar to over here in the 1980s. But I generally think you're going to come up farther here. So, yeah. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this update. Please leave a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Check out the links to especially BITGET down below for the promo, BITGET, MEXC, all great exchanges down below if you're interested in those. I do have a trading course down below as well, so check that out if you're interested. There's a coupon code down below as well. And yeah, follow my Twitter too. All right, guys, have a good one.